They met almost 2 decades ago, fell hard for each other, then broke up in one of the most dramatic splits Hollywood had ever seen. Yet somehow the sparks between 50 Cent and Vivica Fox never really died, even if those sparks turned into a full-on blaze of petty feuds and fiery comebacks. Every so often, these ex-lovers pop back into the public eye, rekindling rumors with shocking claims and relentless snark. One moment, 50 might seem nostalgic over their past, and the next, he's hosting something that fans say is designed to humiliate Vivica. Meanwhile, she's showing she can clap back just as fiercely and make bold insinuations that leave everyone questioning exactly what's going on behind the scenes. You might think this is just standard celebrity drama, but when it comes to 50 and Vivica, there's always more than meets the eye. And the latest twist in their story is no exception. Back in the early 2000s, 50 Cent was on top of the world. His album sales soared, his singles played on every station, and his reputation as a tough rapper was solidified. Vivica Fox, on the other hand, was already a seasoned Hollywood actress, known for blockbuster hits and a magnetic on-screen presence. Their worlds collided at an award show where 50, fresh off the success of Get Rich or Die Trying, was immediately drawn to Vivica's charm and glamour. Word spread like wildfire when they stepped into the spotlight hand in hand at the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards. No more hushed whispers or they might be dating gossip. This was a full-blown power couple announcement. Fans went wild. Some cheered them on as if they were living out a celebrity fairy tale, while others wondered how these two very different personas would mesh in real life. To the public, they looked like a match made in showbiz heaven. 50 brought streetwise swagger, Vivica brought her Hollywood glow. It also helped that they both had that larger-than-life flair that tabloids can't get enough of. But beneath the dazzle, there were early signs that this pairing might not be as perfect as it seemed. The age difference was just one aspect. Then there was the question of whether 50 could balance his tough guy image with a committed relationship, especially one that required a bit more decorum than he was used to. For a time, everything seemed rosy. Vivica was enamored with 50's romantic gestures, which included lavish flowers and thoughtful surprises for her birthday. He spoke fondly of her, and people whispered that he planned to pop the question, potentially with a dazzling 12-carat ring. It was all so sudden, so intense that it left fans either starry-eyed or bracing for a spectacular fallout. But that, of course, is where things get interesting. Because while the public only saw glamorous red carpet moments, there was a storm brewing behind the scenes, and once it broke, there would be no going back. The relationship escalated in full view of the media, and that constant attention stoked insecurities on both sides. 50 Cent had worked hard to craft his persona of a no-nonsense, intimidating hip-hop star with a gritty backstory. He was used to being in total control, calling the shots in his career and personal life. Yet suddenly, paparazzi were catching him in tender moments, quoting every sweet line he said about Vivica and spinning it as a sign that he was softening up. Vivica, for her part, was no stranger to public life. She had dealt with tabloids and paparazzi for years, but nothing quite prepared her for the whirlwind that came with dating 50 Cent. He was in his late 20s, young, brash, and, as she would later suggest, not the most discreet when it came to their private matters. One day she might find a gracious man serenading her with gifts, and the next, he'd be on some radio show revealing intimate details about their life. Things began to unravel quickly. Rumors spread that 50 was feeling pigeonholed by the relationship, that being seen as someone's doting boyfriend clashed with the tough image he wanted to maintain. Then there was the question of boundaries. Vivica preferred to keep certain things private, whereas 50 didn't hesitate to share personal tidbits if it got people talking. The final straw, according to insiders, came in the form of a swift and unexpected breakup. In a move that would sting Vivica for years, 50 Cent apparently went on air to announce he was done. She was blindsided, learning of it when friends called to say he'd talked about her on the radio. It was the ultimate humiliation, and it set the stage for a feud that still rages on to this day. But that wasn't the whole story, because once they split, the real mudslinging began. If you thought the breakup itself was messy, the months that followed were an all-out PR battlefield. 50 Cent claimed that Vivica was using him for clout, suggesting she timed public appearances and interviews to coincide with his own rising fame. He implied that her team saw him as a golden ticket to increased publicity, something Vivica vehemently denied. she fired back, labeling his accusations vindictive and accusing him of exaggerating to make her look desperate. Their interviews became arenas for verbal sparring, each throwing jabs about the other's personal habits and motives. 50 even worked references to Vivica into his music, claiming in one song that he thought he was onto something before quickly deciding it was nothing. For Vivica, hearing those lyrics was like a punch in the gut. She'd once believed she was with a man who wanted a future with her, someone who might have proposed under different circumstances. Instead, he was acting like the whole relationship had been a casual fling. She described the entire experience as heartbreaking, shocking, and humiliating, yet Vivica refused to lie down and let him paint her as a publicity hound. She held her ground, reminding everyone she was already a successful actress with a solid track record before ever linking up with 50. The friction only grew, reaching a fever pitch that the public ate up. But as you'll see, that was just the start of an endless parade of drama, and what happened next would rattle the internet all over again, because feuds like this never really die. For a while, things calmed down. They both moved on to new chapters in their careers, Vivica starring in films and TV shows, 50 expanding into television production, business ventures, and continuing his music. But the quiet never lasted long. Every time Vivica became a trending topic, 50 seemed to pop up with a comment or a sarcastic quip. It was like an itch he couldn't resist scratching. He just had to remind everyone that they had history, and it wasn't pretty. Meanwhile, Vivica wasn't shy about returning fire. She famously suggested that if 50 was too obsessed with certain people's choices or lifestyles, maybe he had his own skeletons in the closet. She questioned why he was so vocal about certain topics, hinting that if he felt the need to protest so loudly, perhaps there was more he was hiding. This reached a new high when 50 made comments about a popular TV show's ratings, blaming what he considered excessive content for turning viewers away. Vivica took offense, seemingly implying that 50's remarks weren't just misguided, but possibly hypocritical. "The pot calling the kettle black," she said, in a way that left fans and talk show hosts gasping. From there, it escalated with both sides hurling thinly veiled accusations. 50 claimed Vivica was just stirring the pot for relevancy, while she doubled down that his criticisms masked deeper personal issues. Interviews became tense, social media posts became cryptic or outright savage, and everyone watching knew that, sooner or later, this was all going to blow up again. But the biggest bombshell was yet to come, because just when people thought they'd heard it all, Vivica decided to change up her own story, and 50 couldn't resist pouncing on that opportunity. Recently, Vivica sparked online chatter by unveiling a new look, one that suggested she'd gone under the knife to enhance her figure, possibly a BBL or another cosmetic procedure. At nearly 60, Vivica has always been lauded for aging gracefully and holding on to a physique many admired, so seeing her take such a bold step led to countless discussions about why she would do it, while many fans rallied behind her, supporting her choice as a grown woman who can do whatever she wants with her body. Others questioned the risks. They brought up safety concerns and voiced doubts about how well such procedures fare in older women. Still, most acknowledged that she looked confident and seemed to be feeling herself more than ever, until 50 showed up. At first, his reaction seemed almost playful. He left comments that hinted he liked what he saw, even suggesting he might consider spinning the block and reconnecting. But in true 50 Cent fashion, that lighthearted tone didn't last. Suddenly, he posted an unflattering video and side-by-side photos that appeared to show Vivica's real body versus a glamorized, possibly edited version she shared on social media. The message was clear. He wanted people to scrutinize her new figure and question whether it was botched. Fans pounced, some mocking Vivica for allegedly altering photos, while others felt 50 was going out of his way to humiliate her. It didn't take long for rumors to swirl that Vivica was furious and ready to dig up old receipts that could embarrass him right back. But that wasn't the whole story. Might have been the perfect phrase for that moment, because no one expected what Vivica hinted at next. Rumors suggest that Vivica has been sitting on some serious dirt about 50, which she's never fully aired, at least not yet. If there's one person in showbiz who can go toe-to-toe with the king of pettiness, it's Vivica Fox. Over the years, she's made cryptic comments insinuating that 50 might have a secret side to his personal life, implying a reason for his over-the-top hostility whenever anyone questions his image. For his part, thrives on conflict. He's had high-profile feuds with numerous celebrities from other rappers to ex-partners. Some wonder if he stirs the pot simply because it keeps him relevant, while others believe this is genuinely who he is, a provocateur who just can't resist the thrill of a public spat. But Vivica might be the one person who can cause him real damage if her claims have any merit. Insiders say that her patience is wearing thin and that she won't hesitate to strike back if 50 continues baiting her. She's already shown she can match his bravado on talk shows and social media, and she's never been one to let harsh insults slide. If she decides to leak whatever she's been holding back, it could ignite a whole new chapter in their never-ending saga. Still, some fans can't help but wonder if these two exes are just caught in a cycle of drama, each pushing the other's buttons because the world keeps watching. After all, ex-lovers who keep fighting publicly are sometimes the ones who aren't entirely over each other. Then again, maybe this is just the nature of two big personalities who thrive in the spotlight. Whatever the truth, it's clear that 50 Cent and Vivica Fox aren't ready to call a ceasefire. And if Vivica's threats are genuine, 50 might want to tread carefully before unleashing more mockery. From their rapid-fire romance in the early 2000s to their current war of words over social media, 50 Cent and Vivica Fox have taken the world on a roller coaster ride of love, heartbreak, and scandal. The pair once seemed on the verge of marriage, only to shatter their relationship publicly, with each side pointing fingers and refusing to back down. Over the years, they've re-emerged time and again, trading thinly veiled insults and reviving rumors whenever the media's attention starts to wane. Their story is a testament to how unresolved feelings and unspoken truths can fester, especially under the glaring spotlight of fame. Each new twist, whether it's a cosmetic transformation, a cryptic social media post, or an unexpected comment from one side, sends both fans and skeptics reeling. People might find their feud entertaining, or they might find it tiresome. But either way, they can't help but tune in each time it resurfaces. The question is, will either of them ever call a truce and move on for good? Or are they destined to keep stirring up headlines with new allegations and fresh social media drama? Only time will tell. Until then, the saga of 50 Cent and Vivica Fox remains an ever-evolving spectacle, a cautionary tale of how some relationships continue to burn long after they're declared over, fueled by pride, grudges, and secrets that may or may not ever see the light of day. What do you think about their never-ending dispute? Is it a simple case of petty exes, or is there something deeper at play that neither one can quite let go of? Feel free to leave your thoughts and let everyone know whose side you're on, if you're even taking sides at all.